Despite of the weather, 1964 was shaping up to be a good year. Bookings for cabins and motel rooms were up over last year, and gasoline prices were holding steady at 30 cents a gallon. Everyone is hoping this means that there will be a lot of summer visitors coming to town. Being a resort town, Pine Lake's survival depends almost solely on summer business. Another barometer that had everyone excited, the Farmer's Almanac was predicting a long, hot summer. It's no wonder, then, that the news of a stranger being found unconscious in the park had people aghast. This was totally out of character for Pine Lake. Crime here normally limited to things like speeding tickets and petty larceny. This was different. The man had severe head wounds and his clothes were soaked in blood. This had the appearance of a wanton, violent attack. Certainly not good for business.
It's all going to be fighting one for another. It's evident that a few of you don't like one another. You are not supportive of each other. I don't care if you like one another, you hate one another or not. You will respect one another, and you will work in the interest of Irene, which means you're going to have to work somewhat together.
Of the weather, 1964, he had just arrived. A stirring noise woke up everyone.
How long it's been here, doesn't matter, who you know, what you know, whatever else. We're starting off fresh from this day forward. So, the one thing that the past is only good that we've learned from some of the mistakes we made in the past. But moving forward, there's going to be some changes made. We're going to try and do things better in the area where how we handle food. We're going to try and eliminate as much waste as possible, so we're going to work very close to the belt. We've already established that a lot of you guys are working more independent on your own shifts as far as prepping, as far as getting things ready to handle what you need on your own shifts. We're going to establish how we handle food in the freezers and the refrigerators so that we can track when these things come in, how old they are, and all that. To me, the worst thing we can do is let food get old before we get a chance to sell it. So what we're going to try and do is just be on top of that. We're going to work lean, meaning we're going to try and hold our inventories and our stock at levels where we don't run out, and so we don't want to do that. But then again, we don't want to have 50 pounds of carrots or whatever's in that big sack back there that goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, carrots are cheap, but why even waste that? We're primarily interested in the high-ticket items, and those we'll be watching very closely. In fact, we will be watching them by shift. We're watching them by day, just to make sure that whatever we're using and however we thaw it out and get it ready to use, that it just doesn't sit in the refrigerator for days on end, and nobody seems to know when it was thawed, how it was thawed, or whatever. We're going to keep track of that stuff more closely in the interest of being able to put out good, fresh food. So that's
every shift, every day.
Every shift, every day. And what we're trying to do here is not to come down on you guys in any way, and not putting any saw on your forehead that something was wrong in the past. You know, like I say, the past only leads us to believe that the path we were on there wasn't getting it done. The business is not there, and we can blame it on the economy, we can blame it on a lot of things, but there's so many things that we can do, and we're going to do, that will build this business, put it on a positive step, and things like that. So basically right now, you guys are in the driver's seat. You're here. These are your jobs. But from this day forward, it's based on performance. It's based on, you know, on what you guys do. Now, I don't say that we're going to do this way beyond. We're going to try and be here for you every step of the way. But what we really need you to do is pull with us. Get on board with it. Join the team. Get a positive attitude. Because that's contagious. You can be positive. I mean, certainly Lori and I, of all the conversations we've had, we're both on board with this. Tammy was here Monday. We had a nice conversation with Tammy. She's totally on board with us. So whatever's coming down here, I mean, this is all from the top, right down from the owners and on down. So this is the way it's going to be. We need you to come on board. So, now one of the problems I always see with this, and I certainly am able to recognize it, never quite sure how to handle it. But when changes come down, the first reaction is to fight it. First reaction is, yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. Don't go down that path. Don't go down that path, because you'll only lose in the end. There's no two ways about it. I mean, you have to come on board with what we're doing. There's no other way. We can't have you working independently. We can't have you working outside of the scope of what we're trying to do here. So I just caution you on that. Just get on board, and, you know, we can get along things. The other thing, along those same lines, is these walls have eyes and ears. I mean, you can't park the corner without it getting back to somebody within minutes or hours of it happening. So, these customers out here are not your best friends. They're not going to cover your tail or anything else like that. Believe me, they'll rat you out quicker than anything else. I've only been here 2 weeks, but I'll tell you, I've had an earful. And we've all been a part of some of the discussions that I've had with people. I didn't ask for it, but they're more than willing to come to me and talk to me about it. And I'm sure Lori can tell you the same. It's only, I knew, hey, they want to get to my ear, they want to talk to me, you know, and they're going to talk. Now, a lot of this, it goes back in the storage file. I'm not here to retaliate or to dig up old bones or anything else like that. Like I told you, this is day one. Everybody starts right up there, no problems. So what happens from this day on of where we go. Okay, so I don't drag this thing on because there's things I want to talk about that are on a positive note. There it is. Cleaning. We will work clean. I have to compliment all of you. I know you've all had a part in it. Some have done a little bit more. In the 2 weeks that I've been here, I've seen a marked change in this kitchen. All right. Eliminated some of the coolers, some of the convenience things. We're working more out of the refrigerator. I want to continue to do that until busy drives us into filling up the tray table, using the drawers underneath. For now, you can use them during your shift while you're working fast. As soon as things slow down, put the stuff back in the refrigerator. But just use common sense on it. But you know the overall picture of what we want to do. Also, I haven't figured it out. I haven't really had a chance to talk to Lori. But and I certainly want your input on this too, that we have certain things that need attention once a day. We have certain things that, certainly once a week. Then there's things that can go by once a month. So how to split this up so, everybody gets a chance to contribute and help us with these things like the grill and the broiler and fryers and things like that. We're going to try and come up with a schedule that will rotate so everybody gets a chance. But for a month, that'll be your responsibility. That'll be your extra responsibility as far as keeping it clean and keeping it serviceable. Also, we're going to do a list for cleaning. I jotted down this. We'll start out with this list. We'll either add or subtract from it, but I think in the course of an 8-hour shift, with the amount of business that we're doing, we have every opportunity to keep this place neat and clean. I always say, if I brought your mother in here, what would she think? And I would want each of our mothers to come in here and give us a good stamp of approval that, and to me, it's so much easier to work in a clean place. So, look over that schedule. We're going to start doing it. I believe we're going to get squeeze bottles. We're going to have glass cleaner and the orange.
The only thing I have to get is the orange cleaner. We have 2 extra bottles and we have enough left. So I just got to get the orange.
Okay. But we will have squirt bottles with glass cleaner, squirt bottles with an orange cleaner, which is a...
Not wood cleaner? No.
Thanks for bringing that up. It's a biodegradable cleaner which we can use on surfaces used for food.
Simply
I still think, whatever we're using on these cutting boards, we want to make sure that we're doing it because everyone's next mark has a potential for passing along germs.
Doesn't this have to be cleaned completely?
What is it?
Yes.
Okay. And there's
Cutting boards do have to be cleaned.
Yeah.
So if we just soak like some towels and bleach and set it on probably overnight, it'll be pretty white the next morning, I'm pretty sure.
Because we're not closed, when at the gaming lounge, because we were closed, it sat in the sink before the bleach.
I could do it tomorrow morning, like this board, and by the end of my shift, I can wipe it down and it'll be clean.
Okay.
I mean, I used it today only because of what's her face, but otherwise I don't use it very much.
As far as that goes, we need to work that. You need guys to work that out between you on who's gonna bleach those boards and at what time, when, and all that. We've gone over pretty much the food handling and the prep. The real emphasis and a real large part of your job is protecting this food from any chance that we send something out that people can get sick on. And I think if we all follow through and we all watch things if something looks like it's going to turn or in a bad situation, I think you need to either bring it to my attention, bring it to Lori's attention, and we'll determine whether it's got to move. But everybody's got eyes, everybody can watch, everybody can see. It doesn't take a genius to watch this stuff. And
you can't sit in the freezer, in the cooler anymore, in the walk-in anymore. I just threw mashed potatoes away today that were dated November 25th. They were...
I don't know if you saw it, guys, but we've got new boards. We're going to create that wall over here as more of our kitchen and something to attract for our food service. We talked about daily specials. We're going to put out our daily specials menu by the week so that people can take these along, like the people across the street, they can look, oh, geez, I got to go on Friday. Now, I just made this up. It all says king crab and shrimp, but that's not all the specials. But it's going to be something like this, in which we can put it out, and our customers, hey, make sure you want to be here on Thursday because it's something we're serving that they'll like. So we're going to find whatever we can do to build the business and go that way. And I just illustrate these two things.
I have a question. Will the special be for a whole 24 hours?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay. But anything we can do to bring in business, attract business, we're also going to be doing some banners out there, hanging up there, which will also be attracting. And we're going to have things like, an early bird breakfast special or graveyard starting at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever. But anyway, we're going to do a lot. We're going to invest money because we're going to reduce prices on food and things like that. It's going to be a costly thing for the company. But we're going to do this. We're going to build business, not only to build it for the company, but when the company grows, you grow with it. You just get sucked right along with it. It'll be beneficial to you in terms of how many people you serve, and that equates into tips. And so it gets better for everybody. That's why, your investment is to jump on board and go along with it because you're going to reap a lot of the harvest from it. So we just wanted to keep in mind that that's what we're doing. We're not going to stand still. We're going to rock and roll. A lot of this is going to come starting right after the first year with Christmas and New Year's and everything else coming up. Didn't want to get too much going, but we're going to get the board up there. We're going to get the reader board going, tell them watch the coming things, coming attractions, and this is it. We want people to get excited, at least understand that changes are coming, and get a buzz going, and that it all helps. Now I'm going to get down to some of the things that are not so pleasant. To do this, appearance, hygiene, these are two very important things, along with attitude and personality. Like it or not, we're in the entertainment business. We're in the food part of it, but what we're doing and how we attract people. When people come in here, they come in here for entertainment, hopefully play the machines, but if nothing else, to meet friends, to talk and enjoy themselves. So they're basically coming in to be entertained. Now, we all have our own personality. Many of us, with what's going on in our lives, have a certain attitude or chip or whatever you want to call it. The problem is that sometimes that translates to the customer. The customer can see it, and if it's a negative situation, that hurts this business. That hurts us as a business. So it behooves us to do whatever we can to make sure that the impression our people get from us is the best it can be. So we're concerned about your opinions, we're concerned about your hygiene, we're concerned about your personalities, and we're concerned about your attitude. So, play acting is a fun thing to do. If you're play acting, you're out on stage, you forget what your life is about. You forget the problems you got. You forget, that I ain't gonna make my rent this month, or whatever it is that bothers you that might come out while you're working or be a part of your attitude on that particular day. The nice thing about play acting is you can be a part of somebody else. You can be part of an outgoing person. You can, if you're quiet, you can come out of your shell. You can do whatever you want. We still want you to be your person, but we want it to be the best you that you can be. We want you to just go a little bit beyond, and when you don't quite feel up to something, start play acting. Just put on a show for it. Believe it or not, sooner or later it all comes back in your pocket. Because if they like you, they tell us. If they don't like you, they tell us that too. And then we have to sit and figure out what is it, about this person that they don't like. Is it their appearance, their attitude? They walk by, it didn't smell so good. It's all important. Now, we've all watched the movie down at the health district. They say shower before you go to work. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to see it, fellas. I know in the wintertime we're not all sweating and things like that, but hygiene is very important. Coming down to appearance, you all have facial hair. I go along with it. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's trimmed. And I'm going to just arbitrarily say half-inch. It's acceptable as long as it's, trimmed and groomed. If it's longer than that, you're going to wear a cover over it. And Bill and I have had a little discussion about hair and things like that. I'm still going to stick by my guns. I think it's important for this business. I think it's a health issue. I don't say you have to shave your head. I don't say you have to cut it as short as mine, but it will be maintained strictly as a health hazard. And if it is longer than mine, and we deem that it is a health hazard, there will be a hairnet, and there will be one that we provide. So that's enough on that. All right, you guys, you're in charge. When you're on duty here, you're in charge of this equipment. It is your responsibility to maintain it in its best working order, its best clean order, and things like that. If there's any problem with any of this equipment, please let us know. We're going to try and keep it up. Do we have a word together?
We are having, all the parts are in except the probe.
Okay. All the parts, 4 parts, or just one? Okay. Last thing, accountability. Just roughly going over the sales report, the food purchasing and things like that. You try and meld that together. If you buy something, you should have a ticket somewhere along the line that it was sold out the door, it was comped, or employee meal, or whatever it is. Like I say, haven't gotten down to the nitty-gritty, but all transactions will go through the machine. In fact, there was at a time, and I just checked with Lori on this, when we first put the system in, I believe the procedure was on a cash sale, you rang it up, you collected the money and things like that, and then prepared the food. And think we've sort of gotten away from that. We're gonna get back onto that thing. That's, okay. When you take an order in the window, and it's a cash sale, you put it through, you collect the money, you put it through the machine, collect the money before you prepare the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
And myself, Mike, Candy, Joe, it has to be rung up as a manager's function. It doesn't not get rung up. Everything has got to be rung up.
Right. Now, so that takes care of that. Same thing. Now, as long as we're talking employee meals, and I don't mean to single you out your own, but I would like to ask you. No, I'm not going to do it, but I'd like to talk to you afterwards about it. It's not some general discussion. We can handle that between you and I. The bottom line, zero tolerance for any dishonest behavior. I think Lori and I talked this morning. We need to establish a guideline there. It's something, if we come up, something does not go through the register or in some way indicated on the journal, on a note, and something, if it comes up that it hasn't gone through the computer, there will be a written warning, go in your file. If it happens the second time, there will be a 2-day suspension. Third time, there will be an automatic termination. So I caution you that, this accountability thing is very serious. And this business is basically very simple. I mean, we have so few items, so few things that we have to keep track of to determine anything. But, it just comes down to the point where, things have got to mesh. And if they don't mesh, then we're looking closely at things. So, I'm not here to accuse anybody or blame anybody. I'm just saying, just treat it as important as it is. We have to make sure we have accountability through the machine. And we will be checking on that. And it's more as much for your protection as it is for our benefit. When everything's on the level, those reports will prove you out, prove it out. If not, it can also prove the other way too. But that's all I'm going to say on that. I guess that now, Lori, is there anything that...
The only thing to bring up is not taking things out of office.
Oh, good thing. Along with that, now, I believe most of the stuff comes in on the shift, Wednesday, okay. So, anybody's working that shift, what we'll do is, when we get the order in, each case will be marked with the date that it was received. As it sits in the freezer, we don't want to take all the bags of wings out, lay them there and have them frozen into the bottom of the freezer like we've had. We want to keep it in the case as long as we're drawing from that, because we can see that we're drawing from the case that was brought in on this date. But if you put them out in the bags, and this bag gets pushed back over here and things like that, all of a sudden we got an old bag over there, and we don't know where it came from or how long it's been in there. So if we work out of cases as much as possible, that's what we're going to do. Then, and other things that aren't put that way, we have the labels, and we really need you to document and date these things that go in the freezer or the refrigerator. So somebody coming in, we can tell in a minute whether we got something new, something old. So,
For the wings, you do like 4 wings and 4 drumsticks, and
okay. That is, I guess we got a situation where when we serve 8 or more on the special, on the wings, I don't know if everybody does it, but some have tried to put 4 wings and 4 legs or whatever, not legs, but yeah, to split it up. I think what's in the bag, rather than having 2 bags open and trying to figure out what you need from there, wings are wings. Whatever in the bag is a wing.
I had that one guy with the long socks. He always wants all drumettes. That's fine if I just take those out then? I mean, did you get a request
Team
for him?
player?
No, but he's here every Wednesday. You know who I'm talking about?
That's, yeah, but that's gonna defeat the purpose of having more than one bag.
So what I
opening
just tell him I
and
can't do that anymore?
Well, all that means is somebody else is gonna get all the other parts. Right. Now, where's the meat?
The
Where's
boy
the
told
meat?
me I just been throwing them in.
The meat's on the drum, right?
Right.
Yeah, see, he wants all the meaty ones.
Exactly.
Tell him the order is,
What the order is.
what the order is, and what the order is. I think that's the only fair.
Tell them to portion it out already.
Yeah. It's not, if you need to explain anything further than that, if I give you all the drumettes, then somebody else is gonna get all the pig parts, and it's not fair. You know, in fairness, wings are wings. So, well, anybody got any questions?
Equipment. The exhaust fans, they say they work, but as you can see, they don't work.
I've had
That's why the walls are yellow. Why I'm yellow.
Fire, physical out here and universal out here more than once. They're telling me that there's no, they can't find anything wrong. And there's hard
I mean, you can sit here and see that it's not rusted. Look at there, it's rolling out from underneath. Scratch right there, something's wrong.
Sometimes you gotta stop what you're doing and go put it on your office.
Yeah, you get 3 or 4 burgers on there, man, you're history.
And this,
Yeah.
the outside window here has got to be closed at all times. So that's leaving again from one. You know what?
Or what, I was thinking about that the other day when we talked about that. What about changing the inside, the outside?
Okay, yeah, just as long, for the health department, one of them has got to be closed.
Because I had the guy come up there, and he kept opening the window door, and he wanted to keep going shut, and keep going back and forth. So the guy's open, and it's more than
Then we'll do it the other way.
Yeah.
Inside window shut.
Keep the inside one closed. I didn't think, I was gonna talk to you about that. So,
I'm going to see if university come out there right now.
that's basically it, guys. It's just, I want you to jump on board. I want you to come in with us.